And with that, we say good morning, everybody. Hello, Carson Meredith with you. It is just past 9 a.m. on this Sunday morning, July 21st. And as promised, we are joining you for a special Sunday morning edition of Wave Weather Now. Didn't have our normal newscast this morning because of golf. And we're going to be doing this each weekend morning for the next several weeks because we have a lot of weekend morning shows that are canceled because of golf this morning and eventually the Olympics, which start on Friday. And we don't want you guys to go without weather information. We know you always want weather info, so it's our job to go find you guys. So you'll find us here on Wave Weather Now each weekend morning for the next few weeks around 9 o'clock instead of on the regular old school TV. And we got a lot to talk about this morning. Got some new information to share with you about the timing of storms today and really for the rest of the week. And it's good news for the most part. The rain chances, while still there, certainly are dropping a little bit, just a little bit, but definitely doesn't look like nearly as many storms as we were worried about over the last few days. So we're going to dive deeper into that new info. And I'll show you what's happening on radar right now because a lot of you probably got an early wake-up call this morning. I woke up and looked at radar and said, oh my, these downpours have fired up a little more than we expected this morning. But Mother Nature is going to do what Mother Nature is going to do, especially this time of year. So that's what we are going to be talking about this morning. Who's up early with us? Tracy says good morning. Jennifer says good morning. Jocelyn's watching on YouTube from New Albany. Angela's watching. Jasmine's watching as well. So we appreciate you guys being here. And let's get into it, shall we? We'll start off with the live radar. And it's a lot quieter than it was really just a couple of hours ago. And we didn't have anything severe this morning. We weren't expecting anything severe, but we certainly had some very heavy downpours. There's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. There's going to be more moisture building in as the day goes on. So these will be very efficient rainmakers, not only through the rest of this morning, if we have any more downpours pop up, but also heading into the afternoon. And the storms today are slow movers. So we'll have to watch the flooding potential. Not everybody's going to see rain today. That's your big takeaway. If you don't remember anything else from this forecast or this broadcast, it's that not everybody's going to see rain today. But we'll have a few more of those heavy storms developing, especially this afternoon. But right now, we're kind of entering a lull in those storms. Let me put the radar into motion over the last 3 hours. You can see we had pretty hefty storms move across Breckenridge County earlier this morning. In fact, let me see here. See if I can show you how much rain we have seen. Yeah, look at that green little bullseye just outside of Hardinsburg. Let's see how much radar is estimating around there. Close to an inch of rain. Wouldn't be surprised at all. So again, these have been very slow moving storms, and they've dumped buckets of rain as they move through earlier. But we're quieting things down now. And really, I expect us to stay quiet for a few more hours. And there's a couple reasons why. Let me go back to the regular radar view. One, we've got a lot of cloud cover, and that's going to keep things in check until we start to heat things up this afternoon. We're going to get into the 80s again today, maybe the mid 80s instead of the upper 80s, but that'll heat us up just enough for a few more of those storms during that peak heat of the day. And then that frontal boundary is still a little further south. It'll start to nudge northward over the next few hours, and that'll increase our storm chances too. But we still got a few little green dots out there. Let me go up to the northeast suburbs, Oldham County, even into Jefferson County, actually. Got a decent little shower over Linden, basically between the Waterston and the Snyder. Near Westport Road, Brownsboro Road, 71, little light rain shower. A few showers continue across Oldham County this morning, just outside of Crestwood, Buckner, LaGrange, even up towards Greenhaven, seeing some lighter rain showers. Into Clark County, New Washington, you guys seeing some light rain. Maybe a little heavier downpour just outside of Newcastle and Eminence in Henry County. None of this is severe, and you see our lightning counter at the top of the screen. 2 lightning bolts in the last little bit. So these storms have certainly weakened. Nowhere close to severe, but certainly a wet start to the Sunday for some of you. As you're heading out early, maybe you're heading to brunch or heading to church here in the next little bit. Keep the umbrella handy just in case some of these showers want to hang out a little bit longer than we would like. More showers continue in Shelby County, north of Shelbyville, north of Highway 60, close to the Franklin County line. The heaviest stuff is south of Louisville. Has been all morning, and that trend will continue through the day. I think the highest rain chances throughout your Sunday are going to be for our friends in our southern counties, including Greene, Taylor, and Adair counties. We talk about you guys a lot this weekend because that boundary is closer to our southern counties. So there's a heavy downpour right where Greene, Taylor, and Adair all come together. Another downpour right there. Another one just outside of Columbia. Some moving just outside of Adair County as well. And this is going to be the main zone we'll have to watch for through the rest of the morning, at least, for those heavier downpours, at least for the first half of the day. All right, who is watching with us early this morning? Angela says, howdy. Hope all is well in your world. Jackson on YouTube says, good morning. Angie's watching in Campbellsville. Let's see. Judith on YouTube says, good morning, one and all. Good morning, Sean. Ashley says, poured really good in Big Springs earlier. Yeah, very heavy rain in Big Springs. Like we mentioned, the heaviest rain that we saw was in Breckenridge County, so pretty close by to where you are, Ashley. Angela says, I see the protective bubble over Spencer County at the moment. Yeah, Spencer County hasn't seen a whole lot so far. There might be a little shower, though, popping up down near Bardstown that could move into Spencer County, Angela. So we'll see how that plays out here over the next little bit. In fact, bear with me here. Let me show you radar here over the last hour. So yeah, there's still going to be some sprinkles around. I'll keep it at a 10 to 20% chance through the morning. And then we'll see those rain and storm chances ramp up a little bit later this afternoon, past 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon in particular. So again, wherever you are, just to be safe, grab an umbrella before you head out. There could be a few lingering showers through the morning, and then we'll have the heavier stuff come back into play by the afternoon. This is the heaviest activity I'm tracking. We mentioned down in Greene, Taylor, and Adair County. There's hardly any lightning with this, not even close to being severe, but could certainly dump heavy rainfall, might cause a little ponding in some low-lying areas. So we'll watch that here over the next little bit. And says we got sprinkles in Germantown. Not surprising. Had a few sprinkles here in the metro. Shirley says hello. Derek's asking if there's going to be storms in New Albany and Louisville today. There could be. There could be. I will say the chance along the Ohio River is a little lower compared to our friends across central and southern Kentucky. And here's the reason why. That boundary just will not move, guys. I mean, it is stalled out just to our south. But you see how it's kind of nudging just a little bit to the north over the last few hours, just barely. It's going to slowly nudge to the north over the next few hours as well. And that's the reason why our storm chances today are a little bit higher compared to yesterday. So yesterday it was a 10 to 20% chance. A lot of us are staying dry all day. Today, it'll be a 20 to 30% chance. So slightly better shot at least a few downpours as the afternoon progresses. Sun's trying to come out in Bardstown on the SkyTrack camera. You guys haven't really seen a whole lot of rain this morning in Nelson County. It's been kind of to your south and west, but there's a little shower nearby. We'll watch it. Temperatures did not cool down a whole lot last night because of the cloud cover. But at the same time, we're not really warming up a whole lot just yet. It's 74 here in Louisville. Dew point's 59. So it still feels okay out there. Little humid, not awful. It's been worse, right? But that humidity will continue to creep back in throughout the day. Here's your temperatures across the rest of Wave Country. And again, we're kind of treating this as a long form forecast this morning since we don't have our regular TV show. Upper 60s in southern Indiana, 68 in Salem, 68 in Paoli, 67 in Bedford, 70 in Seymour. You go down to central Kentucky, a few degrees warmer in the low 70s. So 72 in Mumfordville, Lebanon's at 72, 70 in Hardinsburg and Bardstown as well. So a typical late July morning. We just don't have a lot of sunshine, which is not a bad thing. That'll keep us from getting too terribly hot today. Here's your next 12 hours. 20% chance here in Louisville today for those downpours. We've got a few sprinkles around this morning. I can't rule out those sprinkles sticking around through midday, through lunchtime. But if you're talking about those heavier downpours that just, you're outside, you're by the pool, or you're having a bonfire, not a bonfire, you're firing up the grill, something like that. And then one of those heavy downpours comes by and everybody's got to run inside, right? That chance moves in after 2 or 3 o'clock today. And it's a low chance, guys. It's only 20% here in Louisville. So that means there's a very good chance you don't see rain today. So don't cancel your plans. Just watch the skies. Watch your Wave Weather app. Set those heavy rain alerts, those lightning alerts. So when you hear that alert, head on inside. Just keep that in mind. Temperature-wise, not bad. I've actually dropped our forecast high because of the thick cloud cover that's around this morning. It's going to break up a little bit in the next few hours, but not a lot. We'll see more clouds and sun through the day, and that will keep us in the mid-80s this afternoon. This will, in all likelihood, be our 5th straight day with highs in the 80s. After a long stretch of 90s, we're going to be staying in the 80s, we have for the last few days, and it looks like that trend will continue heading into this week. All right, who else is on this morning? Let's see. Patty says had some light rain in Corydon. Yeah, the heavy stuff, Patty, stayed south of Corydon. We've had a few raindrops cross the Ohio River. Charles watching from Irvington. Saw a good bit of rain, hopefully, Charles, down in Breckinridge County where you are this morning. Angela woke up to heavy rain in Radcliffe. Yeah, that was that one little storm that was in Breckinridge, kind of crossed into Hardin a little bit, dumped close to an inch of rain outside of Hardinsburg earlier this morning. Shonda says, is there anything to push this stuff out? If you're talking for the week ahead, not really. But there's no washout days. I said that last night, and I'm going to keep saying it. There's no days that look like a total washout at all. In fact, you're going to see here in the 10-day in a second, I've dropped some of those rain chances just a little bit this week. Having said that, there's one day in particular I had to bump up the rain chances. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Freddie says, good morning from Caneyville. Hope all is well down in Grayson County this morning, Freddie. Sean says, when do you think the rain will hit 64 doing asphalt work today? Good question. Let's see, 64 at the Snyder. Okay, so that construction zone. So I don't see today as a washout, Sean, at all. Now, there's still going to be that chance for heavy downpours this afternoon. I'd say, I wish I could say between this time and this time, but I just can't. It's summer. You never know where these downpours are going to flare up and how long they'll just meander, right? What I can say is for that construction zone and for Louisville in particular, after 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon is when that heavy downpour potential comes into play. So if at all possible with that construction zone, try to get some of that asphalt work done early this morning when it's just a few sprinkles around. Hope that answers your question. Judith says, will the rain this week take us out of the drought? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. You know, we were looking at more widespread rain potentially this week, but I don't see it anymore, guys. This is going to be very scattered stuff. I think everybody will see some rain at some time this week. But there's going to be a lot of days and a lot of time where you don't see anything. It's going to be very hit and miss in nature. So that makes me a little bit concerned that we're not going to get as far out of the drought as we would like to this week. So hopefully we get some improvement, especially if we see some heavier downpours for several days. But I think there's going to be some spots that are still a little bit dry or in a little bit of a drought when all is said and done this week. Jalen says, very dry in the northern viewing area this morning. Yeah, if you're up near Salem, Scottsburg, North Vernon, Seymour, you haven't seen much this morning. I think there was one little shower near Seymour around 5 or 5:30, but that's it. And that trend's going to continue today. The higher chances will be south of you guys in southern Indiana. Ann says she's looking forward to days with highs in the 70s. Yeah. We all are. Well, I am. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I am definitely ready for those highs in the 70s. Was the Wave Show not on this morning? No, it was not. Doing a good job. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it very, very much. No, we did not have a newscast this morning. So that is why we are on Wave Weather Now this morning. Usually I do my Wave Weather Now updates in the evenings on weekends. It's just easier for me with the workload. But because we didn't have a regular TV newscast this morning because of golf, we are here. And that is going to be the case for the next few weeks. Just I want to keep reiterating, the next 2 or 3 weekends, there are no morning shows on Wave News on weekends. Weekdays, yeah, you'll still see Tawana and Shannon every morning during the week. But on weekends, you won't see Marissa or Kirsten or I because of golf this morning and because of the Olympics over the next few weeks. So you'll find us here every Saturday and Sunday morning around 9 o'clock for your forecast for the day. So that's through all the comments at this point. Let's keep moving. Here's the storm chance breakdown today. I showed you this map last night. I haven't changed it this morning. It's still on track. Find your county, find your nearest city, find the biggest city that's near you, and look at your rain chances today. These are uneven rain chances. In other words, some of you have a better shot at seeing rain today compared to others. And for today in particular, as we've already seen so far, highest rain chances are south of Louisville. 30% chance for Hardinsburg, Irvington, Caneyville, Litchfield, E-Town, Hodgenville, Mumfordville, Greensburg, Campbellsville, Columbia, Lebanon, Springfield. If you live near any of those little burgs, you got a 30% chance of seeing showers and storms, mainly this afternoon. Okay. The primary issue today is the heavy downpours, maybe causing some flooding issues. It's not going to be everywhere. Some of you may not see a drop for the rest of the day. But if you see those heavier downpours, we'll have to watch for ponding on the roads, maybe some flooding issues too. I'm not too terribly worried about severe weather today. So it's a 30% chance south of Louisville. Now, if you live closer to the Ohio River, if you live in Corydon, English, Indiana, Marengo, Tell City, Clarksville, Jeffersonville, LaGrange, Shelbyville, Simpsonville, Eminence, Newcastle, Bedford, Carrollton, 20% chance for maybe a isolated shower storm later today. A couple sprinkles this morning, then maybe a heavier storm this afternoon. And that 20% chance also includes basically all of our southern Indiana counties. So Bedford, Seymour, North Vernon, you guys have a 20% chance to see some isolated storms later on. 20% to the north, 30% chance to the south. Hopefully that's nice and easy for everybody to understand. All right, here's Futurecast. This model's done a nice job so far, not only picking up on the downpour chance that we had this morning, but also looking ahead into this afternoon. This is around 2:30, 3 o'clock. Some lighter showers in our northern areas across southern Indiana. But you start to see these heavier downpours get going south of Louisville. That's where the heavy rain and isolated flooding potential will come into play. But you also notice, guys, a lot of us are dry. Cloudy, not a good pool day, but dry. So it's going to be very, very hit and miss throughout the day. So this is 3 o'clock. You see by 6 or 7 this evening, heavier storms still on the table, especially in our southern counties. Further north you go, not a lot, okay? Better chances still south. We'll keep that going through this evening and overnight tonight. If you were watching us last night here on Wave Weather Now and on TV, we were talking about how those storm chances may actually go up Sunday night, so tonight, into tomorrow morning. And that trend still looks as though it will hold. This is 6 o'clock Monday morning. We've got widespread showers across the region, but we've still got those heavier pockets of storms as well. I'm going to warn everybody right now, the Monday morning commute could be a little tricky, especially if you see a heavier storm. We'll have to watch that ponding on the road potential, maybe some flooding issues here and there. The highest storm chances on Monday, so we're shifting from today, we're talking about tomorrow now. We're talking about Monday. The highest storm chances tomorrow are early in the day. You'll see that well here. This is 6 a.m. tomorrow. 9 a.m., most of the storms are moving out. We'll still have a few showers around early in the day and into the lunch hour, but it's going to be very, very scattered. You notice Monday afternoon, we'll still keep those scattered storms in play, but a lot of us stay dry again. I sound like a broken record. I know. It's a very stagnant weather pattern, but it's just this hit and miss stuff that's going to be with us, not just today, not just Monday, but also all week, every single day, unfortunately. But as we get towards Monday evening, maybe still a few showers around, but by Monday night, looking pretty dry. So I'm becoming a little less concerned about big flooding issues, okay, where everybody could have a flooding problem. I'm becoming more focused on where those heavy downpours land, how many times you see heavy downpours at your house, and if that means you have flooding issues at your house. All right? You get repeated rounds of heavier storms, you're going to have some isolated flooding issues. That's the main issue we're going to focus on over the next few days. Could a stronger storm have gusty winds? Yes, it's summer. You never know. But the wind energy It's just not there. So I'm not overly concerned about seeing gusty winds this week. Here comes the 10-day, and you'll notice those rain chances have dropped for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. They're still there. Don't get me wrong. They're still there. But I just don't see this widespread thunderstorm potential anymore. It'll be more scattered. So 20% chance today here in Louisville, 30% to the south. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 40% chance for scattered storms each afternoon. So we heat things up. It's humid. We'll see those heavy downpours pop up. Get into the evening. We cool down a little bit. We lose the sun. They fizzle out. It's going to be very wash, rinse, and repeat this week. Now, you do notice, I mentioned the one day where the storm chances have gone up. That is Thursday of this week. And the reason why is because there will be a frontal boundary nearby wave country on Thursday that will give the atmosphere a better push, if you will, for more storms. Still not worried about severe weather necessarily. Maybe a little wind, shouldn't be a big deal. But there could be more storms on Thursday compared to the other days this week. And you notice we keep the scatter storm chances around heading into next weekend. I'm hopeful we can drop those storm chances for next weekend a little bit more as we get closer. I'm just not comfortable enough to do that at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out. But you do notice as we get towards next weekend, rain chances drop a little bit, temperatures go up a little bit. After this nice stretch of 80s that we're in the middle of, we'll start to climb back into the low 90s as we get closer to the end of July already. Hard to believe. So that is our forecast update this morning, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns before we sign off, please let me know. I got the comments right here next to me. Don't want to leave any questions unanswered. Let me pull up radar real quick one more time. Popped up that comment on accident. Let's get the right computer going here. I'll show you radar before we go. Calming down for the time being. Still got a few showers northeast of Louisville, along I-71, and parts of a little bit of Knowlton County still, but more so Trimble and Henry County. Light showers continue. Heaviest stuff I'm seeing right now, not all that heavy, but in Taylor and Adair County, between easy for me to say, between Campbellsville and Columbia, there we go. Some heavier downpours continue. Those will exit here in the next 30 minutes to an hour. We'll be in a break, and then we'll have to watch for more of those storms that could fire up after 2 p.m. this afternoon on your Sunday. A couple more comments. Harold had some light rain in Valley Station. Yeah, those heavy storms that were in Breckenridge and Hardin, they looked like they were on the way to Louisville, but didn't make it. So we just had some light rain here in the city this morning. Brent says, rain, go away. The Foo Fighters are in Cincinnati on Thursday. I would assume they're at either the football stadium or the ballpark. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for our friends up in Cincinnati on Thursday. Again, that's when the storm chances look at their highest this week as a cold front. Well, cold front. It's not going to cool us down. But it will be nearby on Thursday, and it could set off a few of those showers and storms, a few more of those showers and storms by then. So I'll pop up the 10-day once again before we go. 87 today, scattered storms, mainly south of Louisville this afternoon. Scattered storms Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Highest storm chance on Thursday. And we'll keep those scattered storms around into next weekend. Otherwise, we'll see those highs in the 80s, lows near 70 for about a week. And then we'll start to go back into the 90s, maybe as early as next Sunday. So 7 days from now. That is going to do it for this Sunday morning. Again, appreciate you guys watching so early in the day. Enjoy your cup of coffee. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Do not cancel your plans. Just have the Wave Weather app handy. Watch the skies. Watch the radar tool in our Wave Weather app for any downpours that flare up this afternoon. We will have our 6 o'clock newscast this evening. So tune in then. That will be on Wave News on regular TV. And I will still be back here on Wave Weather Now, like usual, later on tonight as well. So hope you'll see us then. I'll leave you with the 10-day. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. As always, have a great Sunday. Watch the skies. And I'll talk to you again later on today. See you, everybody.